Hello, lovely people. Hello, hello. We are live. Welcome to this new and exciting live stream series that I've called Travel China Live. I'm doing this in cooperation with another YouTube channel here in Australia. Their channel is called When Koala Meets Panda. I've put their link to their channel below so you can check them out. But their YouTube channel, they're sharing a lot of China travel stories of other young Australians. So if you're interested, you can go check that out. But yes, onto the live stream. The question on everyone's lips right now, and in the chat that I can see, we were talking a bit earlier, everyone's asking if I am back in China. I guess the title may be a little misleading. The title of this live stream is Travel to Wuhan with me, but I meant virtually, online. I am in Sydney. I'm still here at my parents' house. I'm in my bedroom. Unfortunately, not back to China yet. For the people that are asking when I will go back to China, I, at this stage, still don't know. Hopefully as soon as possible. I think at this stage I'll just stay around for Christmas in Australia, even if I do have the opportunity to go back to China earlier, just because it'll be nice to spend that extra time in Australia with family, and then hopefully head back to China early next year. Fingers crossed. But yeah, we will see. But basically the concept behind this live stream is, none of us are really traveling right now. I myself am having some serious trouble with withdrawals. So I thought, let's travel virtually together using the wonders of the internet and the, miracles of the live stream functionality. So when I was thinking about the first place I wanted to travel virtually to, the first place that really came to mind was Wuhan. So I went to Wuhan for time in November last year. That was about a month before the virus outbreak. So that's kind of crazy to think about, really. But I was there for about 4 days and I had a really fun time. I have prepared a little slideshow to show you a little bit of my experiences in Wuhan, just a brief little overview. So first things first, of course, the first thing I did when I went to Wuhan was eat some food. This is a picture of the very famous mian. You may be familiar with it. They're called hot dry noodles, and we're gonna talk a lot more about these noodles in the live stream today, so stay tuned. I walked around the beautiful Wuhan University campus. It's consistently voted one of the most beautiful university campuses in the world, and for good reason. We're going to travel there virtually together on the live stream. Got my friend Elliot, who is studying at Wuhan University, and he's going to be taking us on a tour. So that's really exciting. This is me cycling. I'm a very bad cyclist, so I'm just glad I didn't fall into the river. But this is the East Lake, which is, fun fact, the largest urban lake in China. Not the largest lake, the largest urban lake, which basically means it's an inner city lake. It's literally smack bang in the middle of the city, which I think is pretty cool because it is so damn big. But yeah, that was kind of cool to see. And yeah, you guys may have seen the video where I thought it would be a fun idea to go swimming in the Yangtze River because the Yangtze River flows right through Wuhan. And yeah, so I was like, yeah, when in Wuhan, let's swim in the Yangtze River. And I was I was accompanied by like these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys, because the currents in this river are notoriously strong. So they were there to help make sure I didn't drift off down the river. So this is a little photo of me in the little yellow cap here, surrounded by my new friends. So they made sure I didn't fall on down the river. The current was moving so quickly, we just zipped across. Yeah, these are the guys I look at this guy, so cute. It was really, really fun. Really cool experience. I was really nervous about swimming in the river, not because of the currents, but because of the water. I was like, it can't be healthy to accidentally swallow some of this water. And I asked one of them, like, oh, I accidentally swallowed some water. Like, what do I do? Am I going to be sick? What's going to happen? And they were like, oh no, like when you swim in the river, it's actually amazing for your skin and it keeps you young. It's like the elixir of life. So I don't know whether to read into that or not, but I didn't get sick afterwards. So I was very happy about that. Yeah, that's some of my experiences I had in Wuhan. But yeah, I came away from that trip thinking, oh wow, that was a really nice city, full of really nice people, and of course really good food. But back then, hardly anyone had ever heard about Wuhan, but now probably everyone in the world has. But ironically enough, for a place that is so well known globally for obvious reasons, people don't really know much about the city of Wuhan itself. You know, what it looks like, how big it is, its history, what's its vibe, what's it known for. So that's what I wanted to do today. I just wanted to have a bit of a virtual city tour of Wuhan, just to show you guys a bit more about the city we've all been seeing a lot on the news, but don't actually know too much about, because I know for me personally, I am super curious to see what Wuhan is looking like now post-pandemic, because I'm sure I'm not the only person that saw this photo from like a month ago, which is this massive pool party that happened in Wuhan. Like, look at all of these people. So it got me really curious to know what's going on in Wuhan, what's it like now. So yeah, if you're curious about Wuhan, want to see a little bit about what the city is like, then this might be the live stream for you. But there is one point I really want to hammer home before we get into the live stream today. This is not going to be a live stream where I tell you what to think about Wuhan or what to believe about Wuhan. That is so not my place to do that. This is simply going to be a live stream where I get some of my friends who are in Wuhan to show us around the city, and together we're going to just chat about some of the things that the city has always been famous for. So yeah, keep watching if you're keen to have a look at what it looks like. I haven't done this format of live stream before, so I really hope it's going to work. My main fear is that the Wi-Fi or internet connection of my friends might cut out along the way, because they're going to be going in and out of shops, walking around campus. So just bear with me. If it does get a bit blurry or choppy in parts, I'll do my best to make sure this runs as smooth as possible. But yeah, with that being said, let's get traveling. Oh, one more thing before we actually do cross to my friends in Wuhan, I wanted to share some photos that some followers on Instagram sent to me prior to this live stream. I want this to be my stories, my experiences. So I wanted to get some stories from friends. So here are some photos from my Instagram subscribers. So this is a photo from Jimmy. This is him and his wife pictured 2 years ago at the Riverside Walk in Wuhan. Behind them there, that's the Yangtze River. And talking about the Yangtze River, another of my subscribers sent me this video, but I'll just show you what he said to me. He said, "Hey, this was from last month by the Yangtze Bridge. Because the river level has risen, Wuhan locals now have daily diving competitions. It's the same spot where the swimming club launched from. The big steps are now underwater and barricaded off, so the only way to get in the river is to dive in." I'm sure that you guys know that there have been very significant floods in China at the moment, and Wuhan is of course also affected, having the Yangtze River run right through it. So I wanted to show you this little video that he sent me. I just have to go into a different application to get that moving. Okay, so this is the video. I don't know if you could hear that super intense dramatic music that was playing just there, but I did enjoy that very much. So yeah, the swimming team of Wuhan are now diving into the river. This is another video that a follower on Instagram sent me, Lizzie's Korza. She says, "I lived in Wuhan for 6 months. I miss it very much. And 热干面. I mentioned 热干面 before. We all know and love it, that noodle dish. And this is a video she sent me of the process of making 热干面. So you can see it has lots of sauces and lots of toppings that makes this dish such a whirlwind of texture and flavor. My goodness, it is so, so good. Let me go back to my other little, share my screen again, 1 millisecond. Okie dokie. So we've done that one, we've done that one. Oh, here's a little photo that I thought was really interesting. A subscriber, Linguini Avocado. This is a photo outside his uncle's house in Wuhan. Irresistible. I do love myself a little bit of Chinglish. I found that really funny. So I hope you guys enjoy that too. And last but not least, my friend Nate he managed to capture this really beautiful moment. He's an amazing photographer. Everyone should check out his Instagram. But this is pictured at the East Lake, and he pictured the moment where the photo shoot went from being quite serious to quite amusing, and I just really love this these photos. So thank you to everyone that sent me your photos of your time in Wuhan. I really, really enjoyed seeing those. So, okay, now it is time to get on to the meaty bit of this live stream. We are going to cross live to my first friend, send him a message to say that I'm ready for him to join. So I've just sent him the live stream link. So I'll give you a bit of an overview while I'm waiting for him to join. So first stop today is, of course, going to be food related. And one of the things I immediately loved about Wuhan was its rich breakfast food culture. It was actually one of the only things I knew about Wuhan before actually going to Wuhan, because I have Wuhan friends that for years have been ranting to me about how amazing the 热干面 here is. They've been telling me the wonders of the doupi. If you're not familiar with doupi, it's basically this tofu skin pancake with sticky rice on top, and then diced meat and mushrooms on top, and then it's flipped over in this like very dramatic gesture, and then it's cut up into little pieces. So that's a really good one. That is some exclusive footage of me eating doupi. Super, super good. This is on a non-breakfast note. This is xiaolongxia, and so you don't eat this for breakfast, but I wanted to include it because Wuhan is very famous for their xiaolongxia, this dish here. They're like mini lobsters. I find them quite cute. And yeah, that's me eating some 热干面. But this was actually the dish that stole my heart. If you can see here, it's this crispy shell. It's been deep fried. You can see it right here. And then what they do is they make these xiaomai, and they are cooked. And then in an act of absolute brilliance, they put the xiaomai into the crispy thing. So it ends up being this amazingly wonderful texture. Well, my friend hasn't joined yet. Hopefully he joins soon. But yeah, that is the wonders of Wuhan breakfast food. I'm just waiting for my to join us. Send him another message just as I wait for him to join the live stream. Maybe our first technical difficulty of the day. I'll answer some of your questions. Amy, I'm hungry now. Well, what you can do, I've actually put a recipe for 热干面 down the bottom in the live stream link. So if you want, you can pause the live stream. You can go make that. I've prepared myself some 热干面. It's not the proper noodles, but it's the right taste. So I'm gonna get some eating. I would suggest that you do that. Oh, hello. Hello.
Hello, Amy. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well. How are you? How's the weather in Wuhan?
It's actually very hot today. It was raining yesterday when I came here yesterday. It's getting hot. And you can see there are a lot of people lining up in front of the shop. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. So, like, I just introduce yourself a little bit for the people watching. So, you're not a Wuhan local. You come here for holidays, right?
Yes, kind of. Actually, my hometown is in Hubei, but I live in the other city of Hubei, very close to Wuhan. That's why I'm coming here to try the very famous 热干面 over here.
Amazing. How long did it take you to drive from your other, because it's national holiday right now, right? Did it take you a long time to drive?
Actually, holiday start from tomorrow, but I drive here yesterday. Took me about 5 hours.
5 hours.
Motorway. Yeah, 5 hours. But you know, China is big, so 5 hours is not that long.
Yeah. Well, for people who are watching from home that don't know, actually tomorrow the national holiday starts, so it's going to be a week, right? It's a week of holiday.
It's actually more than a week. It's 8 days. 8 days.
8 days. Okay.
Yeah.
And
normally it's a week. It's a week-long holiday, but this year it's different. It's 8 weeks. I can see people here taking photos. I think they are proper. I think. Yeah.
Well, this place is very famous where you are right now.
Yeah. This shop is very famous. It's actually the time is 11:50. It's
11.
not. Yeah, it's not breakfast time. It's not even not lunch time. But
Yeah,
people are here lining up. You can say we
yeah.
call
I
this
didn't.
Yeah, we call this 人山人海. Or people mountain people say you can see that. Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be so busy, Hewitt, because it's 11 a.m. there in China, and I thought, oh, it's going to be not so busy now because it's later in the day. But this place is super popular, right? Like,
Yeah, it's
my
super
friend,
popular.
there's like 3 or 4 stores next to each other, all serving breakfast foods and different breakfast
Yeah.
foods. It's been there for decades. Like, I have a friend that's been going there since he was a little boy. It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
What are
Yeah.
you what are you most excited to try today, Hewitt?
I think I'm going to try the famous shao mai and also the gan what we call the
Awesome.
hot dry noodle or dry noodle.
Have you
But,
had
but
them before? I'm sure you have, right?
yeah, I've had them before. I used to live in Wuhan for about half a year before I
Okay.
went to Australia. I
Yeah.
studied my English in this city
Oh, cool.
I think in the year 2021.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, shall we get some Rogan?
Yeah, yes. First, I got to go to the place to buy a token. I will show you. But
Yeah.
I got to wait because there are a few people lining up over here.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
how about you start lining up, and we can keep chatting while you line
yeah.
up.
So let me switch the camera into the front camera so that
Cool.
you can say that's a line
Yeah.
up. That's a line up so that you can say. So
Oh
have you
my
seen
goodness.
them?
Yeah. So that's the line for the 右饼包烧麦. We have lost Hewitt. Maybe he accidentally exited the stream. I'll wait for him to come back on, but you can see how many people are there getting breakfast. It's crazy. I guess things are back to pre-pandemic busyness levels. Very interesting to see, actually, and also very interesting to see that it's still so busy even at like 11 a.m. There's a couple of hours time difference between Sydney and Wuhan, so Wuhan is about 2 hours behind. Oh, here we go. You're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. It's because too many people here. The internet connection not that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. You
okay.
can say so many people. This
Yeah.
this a cashier. It's a cashier.
Yeah.
I'm
So
waiting
first step is
to buy my yeah. I'm waiting to buy my token. Then I take the token to the person who are making the ramen.
yeah, awesome. I remember this lady was serving me when I was there.
Okay, so lucky film person.
Yeah, actually the woman behind her that you can see there.
Okay, you can
Yeah.
see
So
people how hot today. They were wearing a slipper. Yeah.
nice. So
You
is
can see
doing
the
off
people
the
behind me.
food.
You see people behind me.
Oh my gosh, there's so many people. That is amazing.
This is local. This is local yogurt.
Oh, cool. So at this place,
Yeah, I
they're
don't
quite
think
old
I
school.
have
So
time to
they
try
have
Shaw Mai. I only tried the
that's
ramen
fine.
today. There's so
No
many
problem.
people.
How about you try
一碗的
Rogan and then you can show us
一碗的干面，一个豆奶，一个豆奶。随便，就这个吧。对，常温冰冻的吧。对，I'm ordering my the 干面 and also the soy milk.
awesome.
嗯，
多少钱呢？How much?
it's 11.50 in RMB.
$2.
So yeah, so about $2.
Yeah, so cheap. Rogan in Australia.
Okay. Yeah, I think I find something interesting. You say this
Yeah,
it's a cook in Wuhan, and
yeah.
you can say the special logo and special
Oh,
Chinese characters. This is
that's
Wuhan,
interesting.
the one area in Wuhan. Yeah,
Are the other
take
Coke
mine.
bottles from different places as well? So that's from Wuchang. Is there another one from maybe the Hainan district or?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah. Now I'm taking my token, waiting for my the gan mian.
Great. Okay,
Still a
cool.
lot of people here.
Yeah, so when you get the zheganmian, could you show us a little bit like how they're putting it together and the different ingredients?
Yes.
Well, look at all those noodles.
This is pre-cooked. This is
Yeah,
pre-cooked noodle, and the
yeah,
lady here, she put all the noodles in one basket and
yeah.
heat them up in the boiled water.
Oh, my mouth is watering. They only
See?
cook them for a short time. I guess they have to cook.
Now
Oh,
this gentleman he's adding the chili oil because
yeah,
people here love chili.
me too.
You love it?
I love chili, yes. I definitely would be adding some chili oil to my
So,
zheganmian.
so how many people are really working in the kitchen?
So many, yeah.
Yeah, so many.
When I
And
was there,
there are still some delivery guy. They couldn't waiting outside. They just come into the kitchen to take the orders.
yeah, that's interesting. When I was there last time, people could go right into the shop. But I guess now,
See, this is the delivery guy.
oh
You
my
know, this is a lot in Australia. People, you know, the delivery guy can go to the then get into the kitchen.
God, yeah.
See, this is how they.
So you've got
我要
your
个一
your
般，我要个一般的，谢谢。I told this lady I just want the normal one, the ordinary one. Otherwise,
oh,
she's going to put a lot of spring onion,
oh,
coriander, and a lot of black pepper. It's too
so
hot
you
for
can
me.
ask more.
Yeah,
You can ask for more.
yeah. You see that part, the lady she's making all the 调料 into the
Yeah,
noodle. It's like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
sesame seed salt. That's the most famous one, and
yeah.
that's how the tastes like. And then she's adding like the dark sauce, the ginger sauce, kind of stuff.
Wow. So many
But
different sauces. I love this dish.
yeah,
It's so
yeah,
saucy.
to mix them up. But what I'm
Yeah.
worrying about, I won't find a place to eat. What you can see there is
Ooh.
pineapple. This is pineapple.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
they're not for me. This is for the other lady.
I have some noodles here so I can eat while you eat. Do it so I don't get too jealous. I tried making my
Okay.
own zheganmian. Oh my
我的
god.
那碗这里吃，我那碗这里吃。
Oh, so yours is still coming to it.
Pardon?
Yours is still coming.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you. It's quite noisy here.
Oh, that's fine. Don't worry about it. It's not important. Ooh.
Oh, yes, yes, a little bit. 一点 sorry. 要，不用打包。Oh, okay. The most
Oh.
difficult part right now, I'm looking for a table
Oh,
to
table wrap.
have my the 干面.
真的吃.
Let me say, oh, the same side to share the table with this lady.
So many
这里有人
people.
吗？ Oh, sorry. Oh. You can see these two.
Yeah.
They are taking the turkey nuggets.
Oh.
这里有
Oh
人
wow.
吗 Okay. I just found one. I got to share this table. With this gentleman over here. He seems like he's quite enjoying the ramen.
Oh, I'm so glad I prepared my own to it. Otherwise, I'd be very jealous.
Oh, okay. So I got to start out. I'm so
Mm.
hungry. Yeah.
Flip the camera around so
Actually,
we can see your reaction. Oh.
okay. The first, I got to mix them up, all the sauce and the noodle. Normally, this takes about half a minute.
Oh, it's so good. Oh my gosh.
You can say the noodle is very tender.
That looks amazing.
Yeah. I'm taking off my mask.
Oh yeah, good idea.
You can have a look. The plate is very, very small, but
Yeah.
people quite enjoying it.
Yeah.
Actually, people here they don't mind how bad the environment. I mean, the eating environment. They just enjoy the taste.
That's
Okay.
something I learned in China as well. I don't care about
Yeah.
where I eat as long as I get it in my mouth.
Okay. I'm eating. I'm eating. Okay.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm eating too.
But I don't want to show you how I eat it. Otherwise,
That's fair enough. They can look at me
Okay.
eat and pretend it's you.
Oh, it's good. It's good. You can see this part. I don't know how to say this in English. It's one kind of bean. It's a long bean.
Mm.
We cut them into the pieces
Mm.
and dry it from under the sun. It's like this. Probably it's like the half dry, kind of like the long bean something. It's a chili.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a chili. And you
Oh.
can see the color. This color comes
Oh.
from the soy sauce, and also you can
Mm.
see the sesame seed sauce. Yeah, that's
Oh.
the most
So good.
popular one. It's the most classical one.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, it's good. It's
Does it
so
taste
good.
good to it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I want to have my soy milk. Say this is Vata soy. I think
Oh,
it's
soy milk.
also
Yeah.
yeah, it's also can be purchased from Australia. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the point is, I don't have the opener. It's not like in Australia you can open it by your hand. But here
Kind
I need the
of.
opener. Okay. I go and check if I can get the opener.
That's a good idea.
Too
I
many
learned
people
when
here.
I was in China to open cans with my chopsticks.
Oh, it's over here. You got to help yourself. You got to help yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, lucky.
Okay.
I got it.
We're good to go. Yeah, I think that
Because the noodle, this noodle is very dry. So when you when you eat the noodle, you got to drink something. Like the gentleman opposite me,
oh yeah.
he's drinking the water. The
Yeah.
noodle is so hot, it's so dry.
Oh my gosh. That's a really good
Quite
idea.
tasty.
Pairing
Yeah, it's a good
your
idea. It
something
is especially in the summertime. Some people drinking like the local wine, the rice wine, while they are eating the dry noodle, the gamian.
yeah. Oh, that
Oh,
looks absolutely amazing. What do you guys in the live chat
yeah,
think?
你可以坐下，你可以坐下。This gentleman just asked me if he can say or not.
Oh,
Because
perfect.
here only few tables here, so people got to share the tables.
That's good. Sharing
And
is caring.
they are also lacking of the waitress, so no one clean the table.
Mm.
Too popular here. You think
Wow.
about the time, it's 11:30 right now.
Yeah.
Normally the breakfast time is between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. But it's 2 hours, 2.5 hours later than that. But still a lot of
Wow.
people lining up outside of that shop. So you can see
100%.
how popular we are. And
Yeah.
more importantly, people they don't worry about the virus. They come out and they eat outside.
Oh, that looks really good.
See
Well,
how the gentleman watching me is mixing the sauce and
yeah,
noodle.
a
As
very
I
important
told
step.
you, it normally takes about half minutes. See how yummy, yeah?
Yeah, looks delicious. Stuart, I might leave you
Yep.
there. And, I'll come back to you in about 45 minutes
Okay.
for the next segment that you can walk us through.
Okay.
I'll see you soon.
Okay, I will finish my vegan meal.
Have fun. Enjoy those noodles.
Yeah.
I'll see you in about 45 minutes.
I definitely will. No worries.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Okay, bye.
Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Seeing some Zheganmian and some of the Wuhan famous breakfast foods. I'm going to send a message to friend to let him know that I am ready for him to join the stream. So let's take him out. And next place I take you guys to is Wuhan University. And the reason I want to show you guys Wuhan University is because not only is it really beautiful, it's consistently voted like the most beautiful campus in China and one of the most beautiful campuses in the world. You can see it's like really, really pretty, very hilly, very green. There's one street that has, you know, cherry blossoms along the whole street. It's called Cherry Blossom Avenue, fun fact. And yeah, not only is it really beautiful, Wuhan itself is known as like a center for academia and education. So I'm going to let Elliot tell us a little bit more about how that came to be and why that is the case. So without further ado, hello, Elliot. Can you see me?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
How you doing?
Yeah,
Great.
no, I'm really good. The weather is so good today. We really lucked out. Like it's been raining.
I really wish I bought my sunnies, but you know, if you...
No, all good. Well, Elliot, tell everyone watching from home, how long have you been in Wuhan for now? Like, how long has it been?
Well, total. I'm just going to let everyone know. We're going to go for a walk. We're going to walk and talk. We're going to check out the campus. I'm going to tell you some strange... I'm pretty sure Amy's already told you, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about the campus and Wuhan, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, to answer your question, I've been in Wuhan since 2013, but left, ever. No, I'm joking. No, that would be it. But yeah, so I've been here for like the part of 7 years. Now I'm basically unofficial Wuhaner. So yeah.
Wow. And what have you been doing at Wuhan University for the past few years? Are you still studying there? Like, what's the happening?
I was studying for most of that time period. Continued to study, but for this year. Oh wait, one sec. This is going to be a bit relevant in a bit. High windows, okay? This is not China. We'll get onto that in a little bit, but yeah, that's fusion architecture right there for you. Yeah, so I'm working this year in the philosophy department, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
just doing philosophy things, which yeah, not. No, I don't even know what that means, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, so just doing that for the year. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is the goes again right there. The influence. This is it's now at the moment. It's used for Xinzheng, so like the admin building. But this used to be the old engineering department.
Yeah.
Which, as I said, I'll tell you guys a little bit more about in a bit as we get further into this talk. We're going for just a little walk.
Cool beans. Can I ask, like, why did you decide to come to Wuhan in the first place? Why did you choose to study there?
Yeah. I've got like the sensible answer and the kind of the melodramatic kind of I'm an emotional youngster answer. So the sensible answer was because I figured if I go to Beijing or Shanghai, it's very likely that I'm going to get caught up in the foreigner scene and I'm just not going to learn anything. And I'm just going to see like a very much I don't want to say westernized, but most of the foreign Beijing and Shanghai are Western, but so like a westernized version of China. And so like, my goal was to come here and just kind of like actually do some work and kind of try and into the local community, which I failed miserably at, by the way, because I found out later that I'm actually quite antisocial. So, whatever, you live and you learn. But yeah, it was the idea. That was the method behind the madness. And then the more melodramatic kind of the poet in me was just like, you know what? I'm trying to get out of London and the West. I don't want to be on this sort of like conveyor belt kind of reality. And, that's obviously that has its benefits and whatnot. But one of the reasons why it exists is because the city, when you're born into it or you go there, it's totally developed, right? Everything, the machine is already, right?
Yeah.
And so you just you play your part and do your thing, and that's that, right? And I was just like, you know what? If I'm gonna leave the country, if I'm gonna do something like as crazy as just get on a plane, just China, I was like, I want to be part of something. I don't want to just kind of not like play a role or whatever. I want to kind of grow into a city kind of thing. So I picked Wuhan because it's pretty sick. It's pretty central. You know, I know a lot of investment was going into it, and I was like, you know what, I'll grow up with this city. That'd be sick. But yeah, that's just kind of me being a bit, I don't know, maybe a bit overly poetic, overly poeticizing my life.
Yeah, no, that sounds cool. I would definitely agree that going to a smaller city to study is a good option. I went to Shanghai and Beijing, and from my experience, it was quite westernized, quite a lot of foreigners on campus. And I imagine if I had gone somewhere a little bit less, you know, big, central, westernized, it would have been a very different experience, which I'd love to do one day, but
Really
when
funny.
I can get back.
When you get here, you either learn how to speak or you die of hunger. It's that sort of extreme example. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, that's not for everyone. But you know, I was like, you know, whatever, and it worked.
I have another question for you that some people at home might be asking themselves. So you decided to stay in Wuhan throughout the outbreak. You didn't decide to go home when you had the chance. Why did you decide to stay?
Why did I do that? Because it's the only smart thing to do. This sounds counterintuitive, but you've got to try and put yourself into. I'm just having take a little break. So you've got to kind of put yourself into the mindset of what it was like when everything first started to hit the fan, right? We didn't know what it was. We didn't know how contagious it was. We didn't know what it could do to you. And all that you knew, like the only thing that you could know at that point in time was that your house or room was safe, right?
Yeah.
I did not know, given the facts that I had available to me, that if I were to leave my house, what would happen, right? And then I thought, okay, if I got on a plane, or if I left my apartment, I got sick on the way to the airport, which actually did happen to people who evacuated. I don't really fancy going down in the history books as that guy who brought, you know, coronavirus to the UK. I was just like, no, you know what, that's not, screw that. So very utilitarian kind of thinking here. Just like, okay, I'm only one person, okay, but the potential damage I could do if it is as terrifying as we were led to a particular moment in time, could be catastrophic. And I was like, if I'm going to go into a history book, it's not because I'd like indirectly killed like thousands of people by bringing some deadly virus back to the UK. So I was like, no, later. I'm not having that on my name.
Yeah.
So I thought it was like totally rational to stay put. I was just like, you know what, let's just. But loads of people were like, oh my god, I'm going to bounce. And then that's when we realized who the immigrants were and who the expats were. My Instagram tag name is immigrant, not expat, and I was just like, you know what, you guys are losers. You guys are losers. Get out of here. We don't want you guys.
I got out. I'm a loser. I was in Harbin, but I was there traveling, and I don't have my home there, so I decided to leave. But because it didn't make sense for me to stay.
No, fair enough. I guess maybe I'm just a bit rogue. I was like, whatever. I've already come this far. If I'm gonna die, I might as well just die here. Like, fuck it, whatever.
You do you. So I guess, like, in general, you know the city pretty well by now, right? Oh, where are we?
Domes. We're going to get onto domes in a bit, but just back then, engineering department, squares. Science department, domes. You've got to take your, what's it called, your roof hierarchy, obviously in China, the roof diversity. Okay. Well, I'll explain to that. Bit more about that.
I'm interested to hear more about roofs at Wuhan University. So how far are you from your starting place? I mean, from where? Oh, I mean, from like, how far are you from the point where you will start talking about Wuhan University, or can you start at any point?
I'm ready right now. I've got notes in my back pocket. Like it just, we can talk about Wuhan, whatever. Like it's all.
I was thinking of asking you first, because you know Wuhan so well by now, and not just the university. I was just wondering if you could give us a little bit of a brief history of Wuhan in general and how it came to be what it is today. Like, can you run us through, like, why is it known as a transport hub? Why is it a center of academia? Like, blah, blah, blah.
One of the things which I forgot to look up was when Han... No, can you see me?
I can see you. I just I have a little PowerPoint
Okay,
supplement. Cool. So if you look down and you see something not you or me, don't panic.
What is it? No.
What is it?
So yeah, so basically Wuhan is made up of 3 kind of towns, right? They're literally the size of towns. You've got Hankou, you've got Wuchang, and so Hankou is trade, Wuchang is kind of like education and a little bit of politics and stuff like that, and then Han's industry. So there were these 3 towns on the Yangtze, or the Han River, because it's at the cross. Wuhan is at the cross section of the Han River, and at some point they get thrown together and they make one super big city called Wuhan. The exact date of that, if I didn't I've forgotten it for the talk. My bad. So that's Wuhan. As I said, it's at the cross section of the Yangtze and Han River, and that's a big point because the Yangtze River it cuts through a huge amount of the country, like a huge amount of the country, and so that means Wuhan has become like a most cities on the Yangtze, or big cities on the Yangtze, are big transport hubs, right? Yeah. They've got trade coming in and out and up and down the river. That's just how I guess human society works. But interestingly, because of its geographic location, being in the center of China, it's also the cultural dividing line between north and south. Oh. So Wuhan, like the vibe, is like it's not northern and it's not southern. It's kind of like the amalgamation of both. So you've got the best of both worlds and the worst of both worlds, depending, if your glass is half full or half empty. But in general, I think it's pretty wicked because you kind of get like all of China's energy, all of its amazingness in one city. So that's Wuhan right there for you.
Yeah. So it's very central in China. It's like in the middle of everything. I found it very interesting that it's like the border of like north to south, so it kind of combines a lot of things within it. You told me when I met up with you at Wuhan University a couple of months ago, in November last year, that it was the center of like education and academia in China. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and why that is?
So, generally speaking, culture follows capital. I mean, that's a huge statement and fairly controversial, but that's kind of why you've got the best universities. You've got Beijing, you've got Tsinghua, and you've got Fudan in like the most economically prosperous areas of China. However, just Wuhan is up there. It's like top 3 or top 4 university. But in terms of actual environment suitable for students, Wuhan is definitely like number 1, hands down. And that's reflected in the fact that there's 88 higher education institutes here. There's 1.3 million students here. And there's got to be some reason behind that, right? It can't just, what's it called? It just can't be random. The reason seems to be that there's always been this kind of emphasis on educational equality in China. And then you've seen that in with the traditional imperial examinations, I think it's called the Keju, and then later the Gaokao, right? It's the ultimate leveler of all people in Chinese society. Obviously, there are ways that you can get around it. I mean, like everywhere, there's always people trying to play the system. But on the whole, it's all about, right, okay, if you are good enough, you can get the education you need to change your life radically, right? And so having lots of education institutes situated right in the center means that even if you were like the means to travel beyond your economic capability, like your capacity capabilities, you would be able to get to the center. Instead of having all of the education institutions kind of like situated in the north, that would mean that not all the people who had the ability, but were too poor to travel to the north, could get that. Vice versa, if everything was in the south, people who were really, really talented but couldn't afford to go south wouldn't be able to get the education. So by banging all the all the universities into the center, or lots and lots of education institutes into the center, they really, really carried forth that educational equality, or quality of opportunity, really forward with Wuhan right there. So I think big props to that.
Yeah.
I can see the character and dynamic. So like it's very lively, lots of energy. It's it's fun. It's fun. It's a fun place to be.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it, and I think it's interesting how, with its centrality, it's really shaped the development of the city as a whole. I wanted to ask you, like, because I've heard a lot of people in the past have told me, oh, you're going to love the people from Wuhan. They're this, they're that, they're this. In your experience, like, what are some words that can sum up the people of Wuhan? In my experience, they're very like down to earth, very chill. I also know that Wuhan is the center for punk in China. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
So all of it's actually related, right? So Wuhan people tend to be more straightforward and more straight talking than people perhaps other places in China. A lot of it to do with the fact that of its geographical location, like its centrality, means that you have people coming and going the whole time. You have students coming and going the whole time, etc. And so if your main form of communication context in this, which is to say like dependent on communication beyond language, not beyond language, but in addition to language, right? Then for the outsiders, the local customs, they're going to have a real hard time communicating with everyone there. So it makes sense to kind of be more low context, to put more emphasis on your ability to speak. Like we might use logocentric. I mean, it's really hard to say that China is logocentric, but perhaps relatively speaking, Wuhan is more logocentric than other places in China, just because they've got so many different people coming in dialect and a common form of communication, be able to interact with each other, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Now, what that does scene, or what that means, is that you've got people coming in and out. You've got to have a very open-minded attitude and an embracing attitude as well, right? Yeah. And so one of the things, I mean, the student scene obviously has a big part to play in it, but the ethos of punk is very much like, you can kind of sum it up in the Sex Pistols. That first line is, "I am the Antichrist." Even though this is saying he's the Antichrist, he is kind of like still participating in something, and Wuhan is all about that. And again, that has something to do with the fact that people are going. Then there's the there's the fact that Beijing might make the claim to be being the heartland of punk or the arts or whatnot, and in principle, like, that makes sense, because Beijing, to a certain extent, is as open and welcoming to outsiders as Wuhan. However, there's a huge power differential between the institution, between the cities of Wuhan and the city of Beijing, because Beijing has traditionally been the seat of authority in China. Well, not traditionally, but at least now, in the present, when punk, had the conditions to emerge, right? It being so central and so part of the mainstream, the ability to deviate anything mainstream or mainstream culture, as the Beijing, means that the ability for something to be as punk possibly can be is limited by the fact that it's just so close to to power. Whereas Wuhan, same openness, but it does have the central government in its vicinity, right? And so there's more freedom to create and kind of be what you want to be. Right. So, that's kind of like my case, a lot of people's cases, as to why, Wuhan is the home of punk.
It's super interesting. I didn't know about the whole punk scene before I went to Wuhan. And yeah, it kind of makes sense. It's a very young city demographically, and with all the points that you mentioned, everyone kind of coming from all different places. And I think it's a really interesting point about Wuhan. I wanted to ask you
one thing about this.
Yeah.
Hello. There's one thing about punk, which is kind of a misconception, is that punks have to be angry, or that they have to be like engaged in an activity of destruction. But I mean, to a certain extent, so is capitalism is destruction, and so to a certain extent, there are certain capital or poetic practices which seem to be destructive. The punk, which kind of Wuhan represents, is not something which is like super anti-establishment, whilst that does exist, but it's about using the structure that already exists to break the structure. That is the ethos of essentially punk. And I guess, that's kind of, you got to wrap your head around what that actually means, because when we see punks in the West, if you're not kind of read into the literature or whatnot, you just see like angry, disenfranchised youths trying to smash things up, and those people survive in China. And so the punk here is more poetic in the kind of, I guess, Hegelian sense, like he's this German philosopher guy. He talks about poesis and what he talks about a lot about this. And punk and poesis, they kind of play this kind of they complement each other. So yeah, there's the punk in China is more poetic in that respect, as opposed to anti-establishment kind of symbolized and kind of what's it called, identity politic, which is and sorry, I had to just get that out there.
No, I'm glad you did. It's very interesting stuff. We just had a question. If you could flip around your camera for us and just show us what the scenery is like around you, so we can just get a feel for where you are right now.
Sure. One sec. I don't actually know how to do that, so I'm just going to selfie it. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm a techno noob. Okay. So we got the old over here, which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
So we'll go have a look at that. We just building over there. I don't know if you can see it, just in the distance. And behind that is the hill.
Nice view.
That's what we climbed up.
Yeah.
We climbed up. And then there's a little kind of like, I don't know how to describe this. It's kind of like an odd building. It's silver. It shows up on the camera, but it's the art building, the art museum over there, Wanlin, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, so it's a nice view around you there. It kind of it made me want to ask.
Wait.
Like, yeah.
No, just ask away, please.
Oh, okay. My question is, well, one of the things that struck me when I went to Wuhan University last year is just how green it is and how hilly it is. And in a previous conversation we've had, you let me know that it was made like that on purpose. Could you tell us a little bit about about why that is and why Wuhan University is mountainous, why it is green? Yeah, over to you.
Okay, so first of all, like, I'm not an expert. Maybe one day. But you know, if I say something which is a little bit out of place, apologies. Sorry, the sun's behind me. But okay, so we can't really go Confucius. Confucius, 仁者, which means the benevolent. But in fact, here we just use it as like an ideal personality. 他乐山, which means that they appreciate mountains, right? And obviously, Kongzi, he is in the state of education in China, and so that's kind of set a precedent for the nature and the environment in which academia and academic institutions should be situated in. So a lot of 中国最有名的书院, so like academies, are in mountainous environments. Now, I was just talking a little bit about Wuhan as it's a very dynamic city. It's got lots of energy, lots of young people. 我们用中文的话，你可能会说有水才有通。通这个理念is a very, very interesting idea. It means to pass through or thoroughfare, but it's a little bit more deep than that. But the idea is that you've got flowing ideas coming through in and out of Wuhan because of its water. But 从营养的角度来，这个太曲 there's too extreme. You can't 极端了 you can't 走极端 otherwise you can't 达到这种和谐的状态 and this is what we want. 我们不能忘中国的那个审美的那个理念 an aesthetic kind of perspective 和非常非常重要中庸非常重要 so like we this middle way going, so we've got to balance this out. We've got to balance the movement yang environment that is Wuhan with some shan, with some 带有阴气的东西. So shan in this they give us a sense of stillness, which is necessary for academic work and just any work in general. I mean, or even yoga. Okay, so I'm sure many of you have done yoga. You've got the mountain pose, the tadasana, right? The tadasana in yoga, it doesn't mean that you've stopped. It just you take a moment to still yourself, and in that stillness, it prepares you for 有意识的动作. So the movement or 有意识的 movement with intent. And so meaningful movement comes from a place of stillness. And that is why if you're going to set up an academic institution, which is meant to be elite, you want to be in a pretty still place, right? You want to be, because we're going to move something. We're going to try and move the world, our minds, whatever, but it's come from a place of stillness.
So
can
I give a go at summarizing for our non-Chinese speaking friends? So from what I gather, what you've told me, the city of Wuhan is very fast paced. It's very busy. It's very happening. So Wuhan University, in the concept of yin yang, according to Confucius, I think you said, it represents like a place to slow down, chill out, and that's even more highlighted by like the mountains that are there. Mountains represent stillness. Am I on the right track there?
Sorry?
Oh, good. I think you're in a slightly bad internet zone, like right now-ish. Like if you could move a little, maybe over near the library a little bit more, it might be a little bit faster, if possible.
Okay, just to kind of a little bit of a recap. So Confucius, he does kind of have a thing to, he doesn't totally exclude yin yang, but like this yang idea is important to Chinese shenmei. Confucius, when he was talking about the ideal sort of personality of 仁者, says that we like 仁者, 乐山. So they kind of tie into each other, but they're not necessarily super related. They're just kind of, you know, they complement each other. But yeah, that's why we're on the also. Chinese generally, like China gets a real bad rep in the media for, you know, its kind of environmental policies. I mean, they're trying to turn that around now. Quite recently, they released that news with a carbon neutral, because it got like on, you know, the modernizing path and the industrializing pretty late, and just like went super extreme with it. But generally speaking, just all historic. China, the general kind of like the cultural consciousness, at least of Han culture, has been this idea of 回归自然, to return to nature. And so when they actually arrived in Wuhan University, when they set it up, there were no trees here. It looks like a garden. It looks like a forest here. And so they were like, okay, in order to get closer to nature, what are we going to do? In a year, they planted 500,000 trees. 500,000. That's nuts, right?
500,000 trees.
It's barren.
Can I ask a question? When was Wuhan University built? Like, how long ago are we talking?
So there's the original, the Ziqiang 学院, I think Ziqiang 学院 was in the 1800s, the late 1800s, and that was kind of part of the modernized, and it was set up by a guy called Zhang Zhidong. But Wuhan University became 国立武汉大学 in 1935, right? And so I think the location was actually found by a guy called Li Siguang. He's a geologist. Apparently, he was looking around on a donkey, and he was like, "Oh my God, this is some amazing land. We want this." And then they set up camp here. But originally, you know, the university, Wuhan University, the idea of Wuhan University was in 1893. So I got my notes here.
I'm just wanting to show people a little bit of like the photos of the university. So we have, you can see all of the trees around here. I love the concept that you were explaining to me on a different call. You were telling me about how the trees actually like encroach upon the buildings and, you know, make them kind of partly concealed. Could you tell us a little bit about that concept?
Yes. Yeah, sure, no problem. Apart from
your internet is a little bit
function. It's a controversial sign.
I'm only getting every second word, Elliot.
The idea is that, hear me?
Can I get you to move 5 meters to your somewhere? See if that's a little bit better, the 4G connection.
Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah, this is a little car. I'll let you know when it's better. Just cut out a little bit.
Hello?
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah, is that good?
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, continue with what you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah, so the trees have like an aesthetic function, as well as like a more spiritual kind of philosophical function. I mean, aesthetic, spiritual, philosophical, they're all kind of like part of the same family. But anyway, I digress. There's this belief that to reveal the building in its entirety, in, you know, the kind of way palace
Yeah.
Right. That's the first thing that popped into my mind. It's kind of like vulgar. Yeah, just vulgar. It's not cool. And
Yeah.
why is that? Because if you just feel the building in its entirety and its nudity, what that is between man and nature, and that's not a term like intersubjectivity, 描述自然界和人界之间的关系. So the relationship between the natural environment and the human environment, right? We don't want to have like any 绝对的 two extreme boundaries to separate that. And so if you put a building in its nudity and display, you essentially are saying we are 我们超越了 自然界, we're outside of it, we're beyond it, right? And not cool in Chinese thought. And so the trees and the way that's designed is essentially made it seem that the buildings are almost part of the natural world that's in.
Yeah, this is the photo
we're immersed in it or emerged.
Oh, sorry. The internet isn't so super great. But so I think I may have cut you off there. But you shared this picture with me, which is of the gymnasium, and you're telling me like about the gymnasium and how it's really just fitting so well with the natural environment. Can you tell us a little bit more about that that place there?
Yeah, I'm sure anybody who is extent to which, generally speaking, his culture has kind of attempted to. So
I am going to have to take this little live and just let Elliot know that this the connection is. 1 second, guys. I'm just letting him know if he can connect to Wi-Fi. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, Elliot, you're there. Could you maybe try connecting to Wi-Fi? Because I don't know why, but the 4G connection is just only giving me every like second or third word. Sorry about that.
Sorry,
No, it's not your fault. It's live streaming on data can sometimes be a bit unstable. So just I just want to make sure that everyone can hear everything that you can. Oh, that sounds good. I think. Oh, hey.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Oh, I can hear you. Yeah, no, that's looking good. Okay. Yeah, and I think it might help a bit as well if you could keep the camera kind of still. I think it might be less laggy as well.
Okay, apologies. I'm no pro.
No, don't apologize. Just making sure we can hear everything you say. So yeah, please continue about what you were saying about this gymnasium.
Right. You can see that the gymnasium is at an angle, and hill that it's on, it's called line.
Yeah.
And so the reason why they did that is really because they want to make sure that the building and the architect is as if it's part of the natural world itself. It's really at the base level, no difference between man and nature. And yeah, so that kind of environmental philosophy is very much played a huge part in the art design of Wuhan University.
Yeah, that's super interesting, how that's happened. And I love how everything has been made with such thought. You were telling me that actually the university wasn't designed by someone Chinese. It was designed by a foreigner, which I find very interesting, especially since the buildings are so Chinese design. They look really old school. Yeah, could you tell us more about that?
So this is actually there's an American guy, Kales, right? Kales. And he was an architect. He was a quite famous architect back in the day. And you know, this is really inspiring for me because And I think it should be quite inspiring for lots of international students or international people in China, because 每天都是大家都会提醒你，或者是告诉你怎么样，然后他们可能会觉得，或者让你感觉到，就是你永远就是学不会中国文化，或者把握不了这个文化的精神，或这个文化的精髓嘛。And so you kind of slip into that mentality. And Kales, the fact that he kind of did that and kind of really got to grips with the essence of Chinese culture, and kind of were able to not copy that but transform it and create something new, because this is really Wuhan University is an example of hybrid architecture or fusion architecture. Is really inspiring, because I don't know, sometimes you can get quite down on yourself here and be like, I'm gonna get Chinese, or I'm never gonna understand. I think they actually consciously remind you of that point now. It didn't used to be like that. I mean, national identity and cultural identity, and that radically changed with Liang Qichao and his kind of movement back in the 1800s or 1900s, because China didn't have a concept of 国 before 国家。之前就是如果你就是认可和学会了中国文化和习俗，你可以被成为一个中国人。So that was kind of like before, back in the day, like if you appreciated Chinese culture and you could do Chinese culture, they show it, they treat it. Whereas different now, and the consequence of that is that sometimes you can get a bit down, but I'm never going to get it. But Kales proved them wrong. Kales proved everyone wrong, and now Wuhan's university is the most pretty university in China. So every I walk past it, I'm like, I can do this. I can do this. Yeah. The self-bearing.
No, I love it. And just for the people who don't speak Chinese, Elliot was referring to how, it's an inspiring place to be, Wuhan University, because someone who was foreign actually designed the university. And I think you were saying, like, it reminds people that, no matter where you're from or who you are, you can do anything, which I think is a really nice thought. I love that it was designed by, foreign.
But but on the flip side, we can't get, like, we've got to think about it from a Chinese perspective as well. You can't be like, oh, damn imperialists, okay? Because I mean, it's easy to think like that, right? What you got to think is, actually, you know what? We are one of the hot words at the moment in China is 命运共同体. So like this collective of humanity, right? And if we can study each other's cultures, we can learn each other's cultures, we can integrate that culture into ourselves, and I think that he's like a prototype that 理念那个里头 kind of represents, and once you do that, and once you embrace that attitude and that idea, I think you create something new which from all cultures can appreciate. So that's kind of big up to Kales for that.
Oh, I love it. Do you reckon you can give us a little bit of a look around where you currently are and tell us about your surroundings? Like, I think you said you're sitting in front of the old library.
So I'm at the old library. One of the reasons why Wuhan University is an example of classic Chinese architectural structure is because for the first, there's a central line that runs through the university, and so that puts the library at the center, and then what's it called? There's a hierarchical relationship between, which is cool. So the library center kind of means that it's like the smart land of all the other buildings. They represent the high within the campus. Then there are four buildings situated either side of the at each corners of the uni, and then also again there's this palace feature, which again is the library. So that the Kales really points down. And
okay, you just
cut out, as I said.
You're here.
Outside, as you can see, as you can see from Amy's pictures.
Having some internet.
The exterior of these buildings look very, very Chinese, but if you go into them,
So you were saying, sorry, it just cut out for a second. I think it might be connecting and unconnecting from your Wi-Fi, but you're saying that the exterior looks very Chinese in appearance, but when you go inside, it looks a bit different. Are you able to go inside for us today and check it out?
Yeah. I can't actually go in, unfortunately. It's locked.
Oh, no,
I'm out.
No stress, no stress. I'll show you some photos because I have a, you sent me a photo earlier of this here, the inside of the library. And you were telling me it's kind of got that Western boarding school vibe, which you can totally see.
One of the, the giveaways is the high windows. So in Chinese architecture, that's something that, so Kale's designed essentially like an oriental exterior with a Western interior to create this kind of like this third way, which mixes like the good parts of both.
Yeah, awesome. That is super cool. So where else? You're on the top of this roof. So in front of you is like the old dormitories, right?
Yeah, let's go look at some pants.
Ah, pants?
Yeah, there are people hanging out their laundry. I am warning you that I only have 5% battery. I charged before I left, but apparently my phone's battery is temperamental.
No stress. I have to flash back to Hewitt soon. So whenever you run out of batteries, we'll cross back to him. So we'll show the dormitories, and then we'll say fare thee well. Ooh, pants.
There we go. I don't know if this counts as infinite privacy, but apologies.
Show us again.
And go for some more pants. Let's go. Oh man, that sounds so pervy, right? Damn. No, I can't do that. I can't bring myself to do that. No, apologies. I feel bad now.
Oh, we only saw it for a second, and it was kind of choppy, so it probably was only on the screen for a few milliseconds. But yeah. So this is the old dormitories. It's so beautiful. When I was here, I walked through this archway, and I love all these architectural details and the brick. It really does have that East-West feel, kind of a mix between the very Chinese-y architecture with the sandstone and brick. I really love it. It's super interesting.
Yeah, so those are the Roman arches, which are built into the dorms. I'll just show you. I don't know if you can see some cats down there.
Oh,
hey.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's that. I think I'm on 2% now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just quickly wrap up just a last couple of things. When I was walking through from over there, from the Xingzhonglou to this building, we passed the squares and the circle buildings.
Yeah.
This is a really important point in Chinese architecture and thought in general. I don't think I'm going to have time to go into it now, just because we're almost out of battery. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a little bit of an explanation about these buildings, which I wrote. And if you're interested in the comments, I can pass that on to you, and you can, put it in the comments and let people.
Thank you so much for showing us around and for sharing with us everything.
It's okay. I'm sorry, the internet. It was super good talking.
I think we got the most of it, the gist of it. So thank you so much, and a chat soon.
Cool. Well, have a good day, and
Bye.
I'm going to go. Bye. Peace out.
Bye. Oh, I hope that you guys managed to hear most of that. It was really cool to hear from Elliot. He is so knowledgeable, as you guys can tell. He knows so much. He studies philosophy in Chinese. Like, anyone who does that has a good brain. He was standing, Elliot was standing on top of here just now. So behind him was the library and all of these, buildings here. Very pretty, very nice campus. So yeah, thank you so much to Elliot for showing us around. and we are going to be moving on to our next place in Wuhan to check out. I wanted to show you a little bit just around some streets of Wuhan. There's a street that I really wanted to visit while I was there but didn't get a chance to. It's called Tanhualin, and it's kind of like an art street, culture street, walking street. It's got a whole lot of cute little boutiques on there. It's also really close to the breakfast stand we were just at. So Hewitt has walked himself from our little breakfast stand to Tanhualin Street. So I will send him a little message to let him know. Here he is.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Emil. Hello again. So can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. Very well.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm right now outside of Tanhualin area. Probably you can say. I'm transforming the camera into the front camera so you can see it clearly. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. Ooh.
Okay, now you can see a big one. It's entering the Tanhualin area. You can see the decoration because tomorrow is a Chinese National Day. So the workers here, they are preparing for tomorrow's holiday.
Yeah, and tomorrow is also Zhongqiujie, right?
Yes, also Zhongqiujie. That's a Middle Autumn Day.
So does that mean that you get to have more holiday because it's 2 public holidays on the same day? Do you get more holiday, or is it just
No, I think it's just a coincidence.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm entering the Tanhualin area. It's a place full of cute place. The bars, bookstores, museum, gallery. And you can see this place. This place is very special.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, this statue is a statue of land. See?
Oh,
the statue of land is very cute. You know why? Because this place used to be a church. It's a Swedish church.
Hey, Hewitt, do you reckon you could hold the microphone a bit further from your mouth? It's just a little bit too loud. So you can just...
Okay. How about now?
Oh, yeah, that's much better. Thank you so much for that.
You can see that this badge. You see this badge. It shows this is a Swedish parish in the year 1890.
Interesting.
Okay. Also, during the Second World War, Wuhan used to be the capital city for China in a short time.
Really? I didn't know that.
So this church transferred into the Swedish embassy during that time, because at that time Nanjing, the former Chinese capital city, has been occupied by Japanese army. Yeah, once we enter this, you can say this architecture, this building, it's European style.
Yeah, it is very European. Yeah,
it's very European. Now you can see there are all the decorations. That's for tomorrow's holiday. And also for this one, they are building up a stage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe they're going to have the music party or something tomorrow over here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and also as you mentioned, tomorrow is also the Middle Autumn Day for Chinese traditional calendar. Yeah, that's a big moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big moon. Because in the Chinese, the Zhongqiujie actually means something like the middle of August or something. The August, you can say it's a big moon.
Yeah.
It's a huge one. Compare with the person next to it, you can see how big it is. Yeah.
Do you like moon cakes, Hewitt? Do you like moon cakes?
I don't really like it. It's too traditional. It's too traditional. But for that kind of food, we only eat once, a year, once a year. But it's okay.
I have a video coming out tomorrow about moon cakes. Tomorrow is Mid-Autumn Festival. I got my parents to eat some moon cakes and see what they thought of it. So everyone, watch the video tomorrow coming out.
Okay, it's good. So you see how busy people are. You know,
Yeah.
the time is it's 12 o'clock right now. So people usually have their lunch at home. So the
Yeah.
streets not that busy, but you still can see a lot of people working here,
Yeah.
preparing for tomorrow's holiday. You know, this
Yeah.
street is actually a pedestrian street, so cars are not allowed. You can only see scooters.
Yeah.
You can only see scooters and working cars maybe.
Yeah. I
Um,
talking
you can
about
still see, yeah, you can still see people wearing masks. So
yeah.
we kind of still worrying about the pandemic actually.
Yeah, I'm interested to know how busy this national holiday is going to be because I guess people will be traveling again. I know that previously when I was in China, and I traveled to Huangshan during the national holiday, and this is what it looked like. I was in a line for 3 hours to get up Huangshan. So
Yeah. It's a point. You know what I'm worrying about? I'm worrying about I'm not able to leave Wuhan because
yeah,
I checked the conditions of the traffic. All the motorway exits, it's all busy right now. The traffic jam. That's like maybe take me about 1 hour to entering the motorway today.
wow, that is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, that is
And
crazy.
just a little reminder, just the microphone a little bit further from your mouth. It's just getting a little loud.
Okay. How
Yeah,
about now?
yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, you see this place. This wall is full of that kind of things. We call it cultural creative product. You can see these three paintings. These are the Chinese opera mask.
Oh, like
Yeah.
the Sichuan opera mask.
I don't know what kind of opera, but I think it's a Chinese opera. You know.
Yeah.
And you see this one. You see this one. Have you seen? Can you see three Coca cans over there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the one we just saw it 1 hour ago in the Gamian store. The one
Yeah.
in the middle was the one in the fridge. And you can
Yeah.
see the other two, the one on the left, the Han Yang,
Yeah.
the one on the right hand side, the Han Kou. The
Can you go
three,
a bit closer?
yeah, this is three administrative areas in Wuhan. This,
Yeah.
I think this probably symbolizes that three areas are unified into one city.
Do you know why because I know that there are like 3 towns of Wuhan. Elliot was
Yeah.
explaining a little bit earlier. Why did all those cities come together? Like, what were each city just expanding a lot, and then all cities just decided to come together into Wuhan? Do you know why?
I'm not quite sure about what I think because when the traffic is not that convenient, there are not many bridges across the Yangtze River and the Han River. So these three towns are separated into three areas, but now there are a lot of bridges across Yangtze River and the Hanjiang River. So that's probably three towns are in one city now.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, you
because
can see people are taking photos here.
yeah. Like when I was in Wuhan, I didn't realize it was so big, and I was late to so many meetings because I'd be like, oh yeah, just gonna grab a taxi and I'll be there in 15 minutes. But I got in a taxi and it was like your destination is in 1 hour and 15 minutes away. I'm like, what? How? Are you sure? Like it's huge.
You can see this Coke bottle. The Coke bottle. In the middle, there's a bridge. There's a Wuhan Yangtze River Bridge.
Maybe you can go a little bit closer for us.
That's how these three towns are unified into together.
Can you go a little bit closer for us to see?
I'm like getting more closer because there's a fence here.
Oh, okay.
It's still under construction. Yeah, I try my best about this as far I can go, as close I can go.
Good.
Say?
Well, let's keep going on the road. Let's see what else there is to see.
Okay.
Nice
You can see there's still some shops are not open yet. I think this being affected by the pandemic. This is reality. This is reality how the Wuhan people have to face. Yeah. So this bookstore. This is a bookstore. You can say. Okay. You see that one? There's a big white, I think, mascot or something. Let me check. What is it? Oh, it's a rabbit. It's a rabbit. Oh, it's not only one rabbit. It's a lot of rabbits here. You see it?
Oh, wow.
A lot of rabbit.
Is that
That's
for
a rabbit.
or Moon
Yeah, that's
Festival?
for 中秋节 because yes, it's a for Moon Festival or 中秋节, the same thing. Because in the Chinese fairy tale, there's a one rabbit living with his her owner, Chang'e, in the moon. That's why we have rabbit, the same of rabbit today.
Yeah.
It's big one. I think this is not only the rabbit, this is lighting. Once they are lighting up, it will be beautiful here. Yes, it's a wall lightings.
Yeah.
I got
That'll be
a lamp inside. Yes, you got a lamp inside.
Oh, that's
Okay,
cool.
that's interesting. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't say this yesterday when I came here yesterday. It
Yeah,
only
no, that's
happened
cool.
this morning. Oh, it's a huge rabbit.
Yeah.
Huge rabbit. It's about like 3 stories high, you can say. The
Yeah.
building behind it.
Yeah, cool. What else
Yeah.
have we got here to see on the street? I know that on this street there are some really cute like boutiques and cafes and stuff. I really wanted to go there when I was in Wuhan, but I didn't get a chance. But it looks very nice, very green.
Yeah, that's a place you have to come.
Yeah. Have you
Yeah,
been here before today? Is this the did you come here before on your trips to Wuhan or?
no, it's the first time. This is the first time I
Yeah.
came here because I went to Australia in 2011 and I went to New Zealand 2001 and I
Oh,
didn't have much time in China. This is the
yeah.
first time I came here. I'm sorry, second time. Yesterday was the first time. You can say what's that? That's a what's that? That's mellow. Oh, it's a mango. I know. Oh, I hate this one. I hate this one. It's so
I hate
smelly.
it. Oh, durian. Liu Lian.
No, it's a durian. It's a durian. I hate durian.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But anyway,
Oh.
that's good. So this is also a Ludo shop. You know, Ludo shop is everywhere. You can see Ludo shop everywhere in this city.
Well, you know, Zheganmian and Wuhan, you can't separate the two. They're both very famous.
Yeah, you cannot separate them. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, it
that's
looks
a
so cute.
small.
Nice little stores.
Yeah, it's a cute one, and this all the traditional, and it's not really traditional. I think it's between fashion and the tradition, something.
Yeah.
And
Cute.
this one you can see a lot of mascot here.
Oh.
Yeah, that is a cartoon shop. It's a cartoon shop here.
Yeah.
And I think this one is a handcraft shop. This I think it's a drawing shop or something. That's very Chinese. It's very
Yeah.
Chinese. It's not drawing. It's actually like they put the kind of like the China
Mm.
on the in the frame, and they put it on the wall as a decoration.
Yeah.
All the same. Very Chinese.
Yeah. Oh, looks great. Nice.
Oh, that one is really the Chinese one. We call this one Hanfu. You know that one?
Oh, yeah. I love that there's been
Yeah,
a resurgence
this is
recently.
yeah this is traditional Chinese clothes. That's
Yeah.
from I think from 2000 years ago. It's
Yeah.
from a Han Dynasty. It's
Yeah.
quite popular right now for the young people.
Yeah. I see a lot of people wearing it these days. I really love it. I want to get myself some hanfu.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, that's very nice.
You, you say it's like it's like the
Yeah.
skirt, the whole one, very cute one. That's a Doraemon.
Oh, yeah, I love that guy. Ah, that's a cute little store
Okay, let's
there.
get inside to see what is it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little store. Okay, that's all from the cartoon Doraemon.
Ooh. I think it might cut out here. Since
So
going
Batman.
into it.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's like the souvenir you can buy from here.
Okay. 那个信号有点卡
Hello?
a little bit 卡 You cut out a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. we'll just wait for Hewitt to be back online. I think when you go into the shop, it kind of drops out a little bit. Yeah, I think so far the internet has been quite good. Oh, here we go. Back outside.
I'm back.
Good, yeah.
Okay. Sorry about the internet quality here. It's not that good. Once I get into the shop, the internet has been cut.
Yeah.
Okay. You can see the shop. You have a look at the top. Have a look at the top. All the plants, flowers, and trees. Yeah. So very cute one. Very cute one. So we can walk along. You know, there are a lot of artists living and working on this area.
Yeah. No, it's really nice. Very cute.
This traditional Chinese fun. You know, in a long time ago, when we don't have the air conditioning, we use this to cool down.
Yeah. Hey, is Wuhan busy at the moment for people for the October holiday?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you repeat your question, please?
Yeah, I was just wondering, is Wuhan very busy at the moment for the October holiday?
Yes, it's very busy. It's very busy because now it's 12 o'clock right now. People are having lunch at home.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Hey, Hewitt, I think we might end our little bit of live stream there. I think we've almost reached the end of the street, haven't we?
Okay.
Yeah. But thank you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, it's actually very. You're welcome. And I hope people coming to Wuhan come to my home province to see what China looks like.
Yeah. No, thank you so much for joining us and for showing us around. And I'll see you next time.
Okay, see you next time. Bye.
Bye, Hewitt. Oh, that was really nice. That is the last place we're going to be seeing today on our brief virtual tour through Wuhan. First time doing this, guys, so I apologize for any of the technical clinks that may have occurred during the live stream, but I hope that you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. And yeah, it was a very brief look at Wuhan. Didn't want to take up too much of your time. So hopefully one day you can go there for yourselves and check it out, because the best way to actually visit a place is to, of course, see it for yourself. But yeah, I hope that this live stream has been interesting or useful or worthwhile. Would really be interested to hear your feedback and whether you like this format of live stream, whether you'd like to see it again. Would you be interested in seeing maybe what other city would you be interested in seeing? So yeah, I'm gonna have a bit of a think about how to do it better next time. So yeah, send me your feedback in the comments below or in the chat here. Hopefully figure out the internet situation for next time as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and for pressing through that video. And I just wanted to give a shout out because tomorrow I am going to be releasing a new video, because tomorrow is of course Mid-Autumn Festival in China, the Moon Festival, and I have a video coming out this time tomorrow. So keep your eyes out for that. I'm excited to share that with you. I gave my parents moon cakes for the first time. So that was really fun. Before we leave, I just thought maybe I'd answer some questions. So if anyone has some last minute questions, I didn't really look at the live chat a lot on this stream because I was a bit occupied by sharing screens and trying to organize everything. So if you have any questions about Wuhan or this live stream series, let me know. Let's see if there's any questions. Oh, sending my love to you in Melbourne. Hopefully can visit you soon. Ooh, yay. Thanks. When am I going to Wuhan myself? I don't know. I don't even know when I will be back in China. At the moment, I am in Australia and I'll probably be here till, I'm thinking, March or April next year, earliest. So we'll see. And yeah, would love to go back to Wuhan at some point. Oh, glad to hear you enjoyed it. We'll try and organize it, maybe some more people that can be live on the streets, go to more places next time. Today was a little bit of a test to see how it all went. So I'm glad that you hopefully enjoyed it. Next time, Shanghai. That could be fun. I have some friends in Shanghai that can show us around. Yes. Any chance we can meet you in China or some other countries when you're traveling? Of course. I was previously in Sydney, previous to like a bit of a second wave of COVID, doing weekly meetups. So as I keep traveling and as I travel in China, I'll definitely be keeping this meetup tradition going, meet as many people and new friends as possible. So keep your eye out for that in the future. Would love to meet you all. How is Sydney going recently? Sydney's going good. I think we have been 3 or 4 days without any community transmission of COVID. So that's a really nice feeling. I feel a lot safer at the moment, but you know, always still wearing a mask. You got to be careful. Oh, people were asking for Elliot's social media. So let me do his name. I'll write it in the chat. I'll make sure that I write it down correctly. So I'm just going to write it in the chat here. So just keep an eye out. It's EOD_Dong. Let me know if you receive. That's just there. I sent that, so you guys can go and check out his page. He's so knowledgeable about China, about Wuhan University. So yeah, reach out to him. Some smaller cities. That's a really good idea. I would ultimately love to be at a stage where I can be going to some smaller cities that I've never been to before on live stream. I think that could be a really cool little adventure. I think the main thing is just finding people in those necessary cities that can speak English well and would be happy to take us around. Because I guess most people that watch this live stream are English speakers. Yeah, thank you so much for your super chat. And there were a couple of earlier super chats that I didn't get to shout out because I was a bit absorbed. So thank you to everyone who sent a super chat. Yes, there were quite some idiots in the chat today. So I hope that people persevered through that as well. But yes. Oh, Nanjing. I would love, love, love to do a live stream in Nanjing. I've only been to Nanjing once, and it was like one of my first places I went to traveling in China outside of Shanghai. So I arrived in Shanghai my first time, and my first holiday I went to Nanjing. So I really need to go back and explore more. Yes. Somewhere near the beach. Well, you know, Australia has really good beaches. So if you want to see some stuff near the beach, maybe I should just be doing a live stream from Australia. I've got some really amazing beaches here. Yes, some people here agreeing with Dave that small cities are best. Small cities have so much culture and fun things to see and do, interesting people to talk to. I really enjoy traveling in small cities. Well, I have been to China. I used to live there, but I think maybe this guy is meaning that I haven't been there in the last few months, because I haven't. I've been in Sydney now for over 6 months, which is crazy. It's the longest I've been home since I was a student here in Sydney. Oh, yes. Someone here commenting on some good, if you have good Chinese restaurant recommendations in Sydney, make sure you send them to me as well, because I'm going to continue making my video series with my parents, taking them to eat some really nice Chinese food around the place. So excited to keep sharing that with you guys. Actually tonight, right now, after I finish this live stream, I'm going to take my parents to actually try some stinky tofu. I actually found a place in Burwood. It's a suburb of Sydney that serves a really authentic stinky tofu. I've never had it before, neither have they. So I'm part excited, part nervous. So we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, tune into my new video that will be coming out tomorrow. Huge thank you to Elliot and Hewitt that helped me out in the live stream today, taking us around Wuhan. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to write me some feedback down below if you liked it, if you didn't like it, what I can improve on next time, what you'd like to see more of, what you'd like to see less of, maybe less of me talking perhaps. But yeah, let me know, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a lovely rest of your week, and happy Zhongqiujie tomorrow. Happy Moon Festival for tomorrow. Make sure you watch the moon. It's going to be very nice and round and full, so I hope that you have not much cloud cover where you are. So yeah, have a good one. Bye guys.